Coming to you from Roxy Beach, of course, late night summer tours. That's what we're doing. It's all about, going different places and also experiencing the lovely island. Because I always say, welcome to the late night show. And yeah, let's see what's happening on the lovely island of St. Martin. This time, before we start off, I need to let you know what's happening in Holland. I got a drink for this one. This is no self plug, okay? This is not a plug at all. Anyway, let's begin. So, Mark Rutte, longest service prime minister, has resigned from politics. Yes, now elections is going to be starting in the Netherlands. The election season, and everybody wants to know what will this mean for St. Martin? Does it mean that all the assistance that we've been getting, all the promises, all the deals that we made with the Dutch government is going to just disappear and we have to start back from scratch? Yes, that's exactly what it means. Because the new government means new policies. Now, of course, government's supposed to be about continuation, but of course, you should know by now that when the new government comes into place, they don't necessarily go with the policies of the previous government. They just don't take it just like that because the previous government promised it, so that's why we're gonna just continue. Remember, Knops, we hated him, and then we get Van Heuvelen, which was nicer. So now, at the same time, which other state secretary are we going to get now for the new government? Because Mark Rutte is not going to be there anymore because he's resigning from politics. First, this report so that you can have an idea of what's happening in the Netherlands right now.
Across to Amsterdam, Sarah De Long is a professor of political science at the University of Amsterdam. Thank you for joining us here on France 24.
Thank you for the invitation.
Mark Rutte says it's a personal decision. Why did he announce this?
Well, since he toppled the government on Friday, he's been under heavy criticism from both political leaders and the media for his reckless behavior of calling elections in a time when the Netherlands is faced by multiple crises, including an immigration crisis, a climate crisis, and a nitrogen crisis. So he must have calculated that today, during the parliamentary debate about the government collapse, he was likely to face a motion of no confidence and lose the support of the majority of parliament.
So he makes the announcement. Is it really a retirement? Or since there's no heir apparent, is he waiting for the chips to fall?
No, his party, the VVD, will already select a new party leader this week. He has also announced that he's not available for the NATO leadership. So it might be very well his actual retirement from politics.
Again, what brought down this coalition is his decision to suddenly take a hard line on migrants, being against families joining those who immigrate to the Netherlands. Why did he do it?
Well, his party is faced by stiff competition from populist radical right parties, including Geert Wilders' PVV. And those parties have been pleading for much lower numbers of immigrants coming to the Netherlands. And also his own supporters are not satisfied with the current migration policies. Now, in the current coalition, he was confronted with two far more cosmopolitan progressive parties who were unwilling to cooperate in reducing the number of immigrants to the levels that he was seeking, and therefore he had no other choice than to go to Parliament and announce the collapse of the government.
He's been dubbed Teflon Mark. He's overcome scandals in the past, and one of the things I'm reading, Sarah, is how often people say that in this last incarnation of the Dutch government, the Netherlands could seem ungovernable without his political acumen. What do you think?
Well, currently there are 16 parties in parliament, and it's very likely that the new elections will produce an equally high number. But it's unclear what the new balance of power in parliament will be, and that will determine whether or not the country will be governable. So it might very well be that some of the parties will emerge victorious now that Rutte has disappeared, because it's really an open playing field for the elections now. And if that's the case, we might see a new majority materialize either on the center left or perhaps more on the right, including also the populist radical right.
Sarah DeLong, many thanks for joining us from Amsterdam.
So now that you understand, the Prime Minister, the Honorable Prime Minister of St. Martin, Severa Jacobs, made a Facebook post. And in the Facebook post, she stated that it's unfortunate what took place. Of course, we know about governments falling. Get it? Because government falls here all the time. So we was like, okay, so government fall. But anyway, she said it's unfortunate, and she hopes that, nothing gets affected. When she know everything is going to get affected. Because I could tell you this, if Geert Wilders in the Netherlands take over, because we the monkeys in the cage for him, and he wanted to release the monkeys out of the cage for the longest while and go on your own, monkeys, fly. Okay, that analogy don't make no sense, but you know what I mean. Monkeys don't fly. Climb. Unless the monkeys from French Quarter. Anyway, let's continue. Now, there's a new party that is going to be established for St. Martin. And of course, a roaming reporter from BCN TV. Sorry, I said reporter and I just had to laugh because I was like, reporter. Let me just take a drink there from my cup. It's like I get in a vision. Hire me, people, hire me. I the best. Anyway, now, there's a new party that's going to be established. And the name of it is Culture Awareness something. I don't understand. The guy was talking to Mr. Brown. He was standing in front of the Parliament building, and he had a constitution in his hand, and he was explaining to Mr. Brown that he just signed up his party to be part of the next elections. Now, of course, there's about 200 things that is wrong with his explanation in this video. However, I'm still going to share it with you because we want to give every political party a chance, except USP, but every other political party a chance to be showcased on the late night, because we focus on politics, and that's what we do. So, viewer discretion advised. Anything that you see in this video might not be 100% true. Like, almost nothing is true. But the information and the intent is what we have to applaud. So, with so much caution, this is the new party that is coming up and going to be signed up for the next elections.
Well, I'm here with Night Jul quickly outside of a parliament. Well, that profiled now by the Dutch as a first terrorist, but will be a leader here on the island. Night Jul Weekly, we are here out of the Parliament here of St. Martin. Tell us what's the upcoming surprise for St. Martin?
Well, upcoming surprise is that, we got everything that we was working on in the background for the past 2 years together. So now we're ready to go. You know what I'm saying? We got our foundation and on our association. And if you guys like the type of work we're gonna be doing for the rest of the year and like the work that we've been doing, I'm also gonna be on the election list.
So you see yourself being in the Parliament? You're gonna postulate yourself officially soon?
It's basically already official. You understand? We're just waiting for the paper in hand. It's basically already official.
So everything is in process?
Everything is in process and should be ready by the end of the month.
Right.
Or before that, maybe this week. But we'll let you know day by day, we'll update you.
And now, what will be the name of the party?
The name of the party is Empire Culture Empowerment, ECE. So it's a registered association that's already making moves on the island.
And you read this far with your supporters because of you don't like what is happening here on the island.
No. I don't like what's happening here on the island, and like I said, people you already know me as a Yah chosen son. The Most High brought me here to try to fix things according to His righteousness, and that's what I'm here to do. And I heard, right before this announcement was a big earthquake, right or wrong, big earthquake. So that's to show you that the Most High behind this, because we ain't got the power to do that. Only He got the power to do that. So it's time to shake up the area.
You are saying the Most High bringing the earthquake?
Yes, He brought the earthquake for this announcement. Empire, culture, empowerment, rule is here. Ain't coming, it's here.
I see you have a black book here. Is that a black book like William Marlin? William Marlin gave a black book to his son.
Right. This is
what it is?
This is the St. Martin Constitution, and as you could see, you could get this right off the Parliament website, right? Because if I go right to the end, you'll see it's issued on the 20th of December 2010. The Minister of General Affairs, Sarah A. Westcott Williams.
No. Sarah is not a minister of General
No. This was in 2010.
Oh, 2010.
This was in 2010 when it was written. So this is on the Parliament and the government website.
So that's the Sarah Westcott was the first Prime Minister.
Right. So
what do you want to bring to the people from the book?
So now you already heard me say that ECE rule is here. Rule stands for righteousness, unity, and love empowerment. Empire, culture, empowerment, rule. So we're gonna start empowering the righteous people the right way. Now we're going through the laws, so you know. Right here in this Constitution, in Chapter 2, Article 4, it said prohibition, or whatever you want to call it, of slavery and forced labor. That basically means that slavery and forced labor is illegal here. So we're going to attack this here, one of them. And let me explain you why. The minimum wage is very low. Am I right? Okay. The price of living is higher than the minimum wage, the food and all of that. So now you're forced to labor more. You're forced to work harder, 2 jobs, this, and all that. So that's forced labor. You understand? So we're gonna tackle that, and that's something we're gonna start right now. And if you see right here, it says Article 10, freedom of expression and opinions. You know, reporters like yourself been having problems with expressing themselves. They're trying to silence everybody. I know, because they tried it with me. They tried it with you. So we're gonna tackle that right now. And also, you know, freedom of meeting and demonstration. So basically, if the things that we're trying to do doesn't work, we're gonna exercise, doesn't get heard, we're gonna exercise our right to demonstrate, etc., etc. And they also have Article 18, the protection of children and the elderly. If you looked at the past few years, a lot of our youths been going to jail. So are we really protecting them? We're not protecting them. A lot of our youths been fighting this, that after school and all of that. So are we really protecting them? Are we really looking out for them? So that's what we're really going to do, you know, as we move on. We go in every community and see how we could help the youths starting today. Actually, I've been doing it on the French side and on the Dutch side, but you know, we making it official today that ECE going.
So you want to reach out to your supporters in St. Martin and around the world, any Dutch citizen that wheresoever you ask him to support, because your plan is to be in Parliament.
Yes. That's the plan. That's the plan, and that's gonna happen. And to show all you, right, that I want to represent the people. We ain't gonna wait until elections. You know how elections, they like to say, they're making promises for when they get in there, they're gonna do this, they're gonna do that. Well, we ain't gonna wait for that, right? And you know, during elections, they like to bribe the people, you know, so they might bribe you with a fridge, they might bribe you with a stove, you know, different with some money,
look.
different type of bribes.
So look,
So yeah, they're gonna bribe you with whatever for votes or on promises what they want to do. Then you know, like a strategy. I give you an
right, what do
example.
you think about the slogan from the National Alliance that
They are one.
we are one?
They are one.
Oh,
They are
so
one.
you're saying they are one, not we are one?
No, they are one, right? They are one. Because if you just focus on your own party and your own family and everybody else have to suffer, then that don't make no sense. You understand? They don't make no sense. So they are one. They are one.
We are
So
one.
so that's why we come in with the rule: righteousness,
So you're not
unity,
for
and
we are
love,
one.
empowerment. No, they are one.
They are one.
They are one. They're not for the people. You know why? Let me give you an example. St. Peter's Court. I've been begging them. We even had petition from the fellows over there to fix the court, fix the lights since 2021. They wait until elections to start doing all these stuff, fixing the floor and all that. Matter of fact, I think they had Romy had something last night by St. Peter. So this is a strategy they're using.
Bribery?
Yeah, bribery. They're using a strategy. They already have the power to do all these necessities for the youths and the elderly in the communities, but they don't. You understand? They wait for election to bribe. So here's what we're gonna do. I got a proposal to the people that I'm gonna make. As part of our association, Empire Culture Empowerment, we're gonna be going around in each community starting today. We already started, but we're making an official public announcement. We're gonna go in each community and talk to the people and see what they need. You understand? Once they tell us what they need, we're gonna put a petition together. And when we put that petition together, it's gonna go according to Article 24, the right to petition. Now, once we put that petition together, we're gonna use the association, right? And then, after that, we're gonna use Article 62 and bring it to the Parliament so they could look at it. So we basically gonna go to the community and say, okay, maybe I'll give you a good example. Maybe somewhere in DQ they want to open up a nice little playground for the youths. They don't really have that in DQ, you know what I'm saying? So we're going to see how much of the people want that. We're going to do a petition and then we're going to bring it to a parliament member. You know, one of those members that like to make promises for election? Well, they're already in power now. So we're going to bring them petitions and ask them kindly, you know what? Can you please look into this stuff according to our rights? And they will have the power to do that because it says right here that they could do a consultative referendum. You understand? Which basically means when we bring the petition as an association, they could look at it and all of them could vote on passing this bill to maybe get this park for the youths, get this park for the elders, maybe fix a road. So for example, the road in DQ or whatever, right? They always had that hole. Maybe everybody wanted fixed. I'm going to come to that community and I'm going to ask everybody, do you think that's important to be fixed? If they say, yeah, cool, we could do a petition. And once we get a petition, we're going to bring it to Parliament and hopefully they're going to get that done because that's the type of promises that they're going to be making, but they already have the power to do this thing now.
Right. You come to a consensus. I mean, this is like an uphill battle. But you come to the consensus that being a parliamentarian, I've been amongst the political elite. It's a great war that you're going to be fighting.
I don't believe it's going to be a war because look, right here, it says it's our right for them to do that. So we paying tax money all the time to them. I'm sure everybody pays, you know, taxes and whatnot. They get a big salary. You know, I heard it's like $12,000 a month and up. You feel me? So now, they have the power to go into that treasury and give the people what they require, what they need. That's part of the law. You understand? To make sure that the welfare of the community is good. Good roads and all of that. So they already have a budget. So what we're going to do is just put legal pressure on them. And if they don't look up to it, then they're not representing us right. Because parliamentarians are representatives of the people. So if I come as the association and do a petition and say, okay, maybe 100, 200 people say they want a park or maybe a little park to plant or want the road fixed, and I bring it to them, you understand? They have the right, they are supposed to listen according to Article 24. That's right here. And remember what I said, right? This is the Constitution that's made from one of the parliamentarian members right now, Sarah A. Westcott. So this is legit. This is very legit. So if we go to Article 24, right? Let me just give you a quick thing so you could see what I'm talking about. Article 24. It says right here, everyone shall have the right to submit petitions in writings to the competent authorities. I'm the competent authority now. You get what I'm saying? Empire Culture Empowerment is here. That's the association. So if we do a petition for the people, we gonna bring it to the parliament and they will have to listen. If they don't listen, then, you know, we're doing it by the books, and you already know how I do things, right? I'm sure,
now,
you know.
People are optimistic and waiting. When will be the official announcement? And because anytime you can hear election, maybe before in time.
No. They can't just, you know, according to these rules right here, they can't just do anything without proper notice. And for example, for the registration of my party, right, it could be 6 weeks before the official election for it to get registered. So that's no problem. We got more until the end of the year, because elections is either the end of the year or in January. So we got a lot of time, but it's going to be official this month because it's already, the paperwork is already handed in, and all they got to do is register it in the computer. So that could be any day. That's why we announced it right now.
Because recently when, as we was doing our broadcast and we mentioned to the people, justice for one, justice for all.
Exactly, this is the party for justice.
It's a part of the, of the party.
Yep.
That justice must be for one and for everyone.
Justice must be for everyone.
Because the kind of Russian lifestyle, listen to me. If we don't like what you're saying, we're gonna. No, there was a policy that made hurriedly.
Right.
Mr. Brown policy.
The Mr. Brown policy, exactly, and that goes against the freedom of expression and opinion. So right now they got a problem because we could bring this to court. I'm sure it's already going in that direction. So these is the stuff that we got to battle, and if somebody don't do it, if we don't put our foot down right now, it's gonna be a big problem. Because as you can see, this is a mafia-style, dictatorship-style government. If you're continuously investing in foreign investors, maybe people from Europe, America, on all the free land and whatnot, and you're not leaving no space for the youths when they come back home to study, for example, like me, then you don't care about the youths. You're making this land for the people. So is this government really for us, or is it just for them?
For instance, it was you,
right,
when we met the gentleman, the guy who had the disease. And
the disease, exactly.
And then now mental health called me and tell me, but why, Mr. Brown, you know this guy's a mental patient? A gentleman has disease on his skin.
Right.
And you classify him as a mental patient. And tell me why I broadcast.
He should be a medical patient.
Yeah, it should be a medical. So out of this, they take it to General Affairs. I said, oh, Mr. Brown, we got to find a way to silence him. So the question is this a crime to let the public know that this gentleman, this young gentleman, need help?
It's not a crime. Matter of fact, that's a freedom of expression. You understand? You should be able to talk about that, because it says protection of the children and the elderly, protection of the environment, animal protection of everything. That's the government's job. So we should be able to express and notify the public of what's going on and the neglect of what's going on.
Yes, and you hurriedly make a policy. Hurriedly make a policy. The Mr. Brown policy.
Yeah. I seen that.
And the letter's supposed to be internal, but you send the letter to the security by government building, and they leak it out to the whole world.
Right.
And telling me BCNTV is invalid. How could an ordinary citizen telling somebody that their business invalid?
Exactly. That's dictatorship. That like a mafia style dictatorship. You know what I'm saying? They
After
don't
you-
like what you're doing, so they kick you out.
Trying to. So that means I lucky I feel alive
Yeah, you're lucky.
I
Me
feel
too.
alive.
I lucky. I free.
because I saw
Lucky to be alive
I saw
too.
in one instance they I ain't calling name public. They put substance in water for me.
Yeah.
Yeah, oh yeah.
That's what you hear.
I saw
That's what you saw.
and I refused to drink the water.
Okay, that's good. That's good. Yeah, I hear they got a way to you know, like they try to poison you if they can't take you out.
Yeah,
They try
yeah,
poison
yeah.
you. They
Yeah,
try
yeah.
do all them stuff.
It does that.
They try
They-
poison you. They try block you
yes.
financially,
You know, that's
legally, paperwork wise.
Yes,
they
yeah,
do
yeah.
all of that. They
We
do
call
all
it
of that.
we call it the group that we call it
Doing this for the youth, them, you know.
the revengeful group.
The revengeful group.
Yes, so there's a group that they,
That's
they-
in the
they mix
elections.
they mix up cocaine, they mix up sleeping tablets, they mix up a whole a thing.
Right.
So when I know you sick now, you gone, they see you crazy or mental health give you,
Injection.
you never come back.
You never come back, yeah. And all these things we're going to tackle. We're going to go to the mental health as an association and we're going to investigate exactly what's going on and the medical
People
procedures
are dying
that they're doing.
in the hands of law enforcement.
Right.
Amen.
Yeah, we're going to check all of that.
Mr. Brown, don't speak about that.
Mm-hmm.
People are dying. Yeah, Claudette Julian, Lavelle,
Mm-hmm. Loveville, yeah.
Delwis, Canigeta.
Yeah.
It's over.
It's over,
Don't
yeah.
expect to hear that dead.
JJ, RIP
It's dead.
JJ.
It's dead.
Right.
No. You don't gonna hear nothing more about this thing. This is history.
Well,
So you call it untold story.
untold story. Well, here's the thing. The Yah chosen son is here, so we're gonna check that. If are you never recall when I went in front of the government building 2 years ago. I think that was May 29th, 2021. I already told you that this is the exact thing that we're working ahead, that we're working for. So as you could see, is moving forward, and we're gonna continue doing what we're doing.
And one
We
more-
also want to tackle agriculture. All these free land and hills everywhere, and no type of fruits, no type of vegetables are growing.
But
You know what I'm saying? This is something that we should be teaching the youths to do.
But in the Netherlands, they have a huge greenhouse.
Yeah.
So what is hard enough that you cannot create greenhouse and about it?
What I think is that they set up a puppet government to keep the people down. You understand? And raise up so this, although we descendants of slaves, and you know they just had
Descendants,
emancipation and all of
And-
that.
and
Although we here,
Emancipation of what?
exactly they want to keep us down. They want to keep us divided. They want to keep us under colonial influence.
pressure.
And they bribed and set up these group of people, these group of political parties, political figures, to keep us like this. Because if you say that you're going to wait till election to work on agriculture, or you're going to wait till election to fix the road, or you're going to wait till election to do something for the youth. No, you already in power right now. So why you can't do it now? That means you're just tricking the people to vote you in again, and then you ain't doing nothing. For example, the St. Peter's Court, like I said, you're going to wait till election year to fix that, when they've been begging you to fix it for 5 years since Irma.
So what
So a
happened?
strategy, you're trying to trick the people.
No, the education.
That's what it is.
The education level, they actually making a fool of people, figuring out that
Yeah.
your education level is not awakened.
Yeah.
So you're a fool. We can keep on fooling you. Do something for you, and you change your mind.
Well, the people now got a real representative in me right now who actually care. Like, I do this for a living, or you've been following me for a while. This is what I do in my free time, and I do it for free. So the people have a representative to look after them now, and make sure that they don't get tricked, make sure that they don't get cheated, make sure that they don't get abused, extorted, and all of that. The people got somebody right now
so tell
to
the
fight
people
for
now,
them.
as we close, where they can reach you.
Okay.
You needed support. Ever?
I'm gonna tell you exactly how to reach me. You can reach me via my Dutch number, right? Especially because I'm gonna be doing some community work with the people, trying to hear from them, with the youths like them and whatever. And you can reach me on 580-6264. That's the Dutch number. And you could also email the association ECESXM7@gmail.com. Let me confirm that again with you. ECESXM7@gmail.com. And my phone number is 580-6264. Nigel Emmanuel Wigley from the family of David. You could also reach me on my French number, which is 690-854960. 690-854960. Empire Culture Establishment is also on the French side, so this ain't just the Dutch side we're dealing with the French side. We are one. The island, we are one. This ain't no political thing. This is really a conquest, a takeover that's coming. ECE is here.
We say we are one. You're taking the National Alliance slogan?
No. St. Martin, French side and Dutch side, this is the real we are one. They are one politically because they don't care about the people like that. Yeah, they are one. They are one. But we actually are really one. And I want to give a shout out to Big Biz. You already know. GCM. You're going to see a lot of us doing what's going on. You already know who Big Biz. You're going to pull up and we're going to do this thing. And check, I told y'all we was going to do this. I representing for the youths them. You feel me?
You brought it out quick?
Of course, the announcement was coming. So the earthquake had to come before. That's how the Most High do. This is for the Most High. He been hearing the people suffering for the past decades. You know what I'm saying? I know people sell out for cheap. They take the bribes of the politicians and then they basically sell their soul for the 4 years and they got to suffer. The Most High been hearing that and he realized that this time there's going to be a change and he's going to look out for you. So that's what's going on.
Thank you.
You know what I'm saying? And we're going to have something in St. Peter's too to launch it a little better soon.
All right then. So the people get information, so we're going to continue.
Yeah.
Thank you so much.
All right.
First of all, I don't know where to begin. Okay. The Parliament of St. Martin is on recess. You don't register a political party at the Parliament building. They have the voting bureau. They have the electoral committee. Postulation hasn't been announced yet. And elections is not in December or January, it's in January. You can't go to districts and go and ask the people what they want fixed and make a petition about it and bring it to Parliament and then think that Parliament is going to take it out of their budget to fix the problem because you delivered a petition. It doesn't work like that. And if you want to be a parliamentarian, sir, you need to do some better research because you having the Constitution in your hand and not the manifesto of your to-be party. So you having the Constitution and highlighting certain things in the Constitution because we have certain rights means nothing. Like if Parliament actually went according to the Constitution, we'll have an actual country. That means St. Martin will be a real place. No. But welcome to the political arena. I wish you luck, but I need you to do some more research. Also, youths, it's not a word. It's not a word. You could say youth. No S behind. That's why they say the Ministry of Culture, Youth, Education, Sports, you know? Youth. No youths. Like every time he says, I was like, no. We're here at Roxy Beach, enjoying the lovely atmosphere, enjoying the drinks. Ah, shameless plugs. I love them. Anyway, but good luck to him. Good luck to him. But do some more research, sir, please, because I was embarrassed for you with the information you gave. And I know that you mean well. So therefore, this is some constructive criticism from somebody who knows politics. Like, do some more research. But you walking around with the Constitution, it's like walking around with a Bible. We have hope. We have faith. But do they abide by it? You see what I did there? All right. Last but not least, Cookie Bailani, Sidat Bailani, our Honorable President of Parliament, is sick. He has to go through surgery, and the coalition is in trouble. Why the coalition in trouble is because we have 8 members of Parliament that are supporting this government. With Cookie out of commission, it means it's 7. Now he's going to go through a serious surgery of Ireland. And he basically made it possible. He made a long post on Facebook. And first of all, I didn't even know Cookie could have talked that much, because the man writes a long, like, paragraphs on Facebook, and I was like, whoa, this is the most words he said ever since he joined Parliament in 2000 and, I don't know, a couple of governments ago. Cookie never talked that much in his life. And he typed paragraph, like, I was like impressed. I was like, Cookie. Anyway, so that means that the coalition of 8 becomes 7, meaning that the opposition is 7, government is 7, coalition government is 7. So when the recess resets, the coalition would have 1 down. That means that they need a support from an opposition member in order to pass anything through. That will become very difficult because the opposition really don't like them. Now, there could be another solution. Cookie could say, you know what, I need a couple months to heal. Therefore, I've given up my seat to the party, and then the party brings in the next person. The problem with that is, the next person in line is Dr. Luc Mestelina, who recently started his own party. Now, the right thing to do is for Dr. Luc Mestelina to say, no, I have my own party now, I have nothing to do with the up, therefore I am skipping it, I don't want it, give it to the next person who's still on the up. But it's St. Martin, people. You're going to give up a 10,000 salary just because of your morals? And even if Cookie, Dr. Messelina comes in, it doesn't necessarily mean that Dr. Messelina is going to join the up faction, even though he comes from the up party, and support this coalition and make it 8 again. He'll go like, no. And then government would be in the same situation with Holland, and then you'll have the Prime Minister resigning from politics. I wish, but that's in Holland only, not here. But anyway, so you'll have a situation whereby the government would fall, and then we would have to have elections earlier. Everybody's dreading that because everybody's running. Well, the 2 big parties are running on the platform of, hey, 4 years, elect us again because we keep it stable, yay. So it's going to be some interesting time because, again, they could have a deputy, they could appoint a deputy, but the deputy will have to be with the party from the up, and the next person in line is Dr. Luc Messelina. Now, Dr. Luc Messelina is also a surgeon. So I could imagine that Dr. Messelina was like, hey, listen, Cookie, you don't have to go off island. Let me do the surgery. I don't know. If the person that has to take my job going to do surgery on me, I know if I can trust that. Because he'd be like, oops, scalpel fall in the hat. Sorry. Anyway, time of death. And then it's like, okay, he becomes a member of parliament. It's just a joke, relax. I'm outside and I'm drinking with my cup. My nice cup. We'd like to thank the sponsors for continuing to support the late night, especially the cup holder, you know. Next week we'll continue with politics. We don't have it this week, but it's gonna be still an interesting week, so stay with late night. Let's begin.
We're not just another Caribbean airport. We're an international gateway, designed with you, the traveler, in mind. SXM provides a state-of-the-art international travel experience where ease and convenience is second only to safety and efficiency. At SXM, we're taking travel and tourism to new heights. Here we boast spacious check-in areas, 10 passport control points, comfortable departure lounges, and an exciting new airport mall. Finally, there's an airport in the Caribbean that takes your travel plans as seriously as you do. Princess Juliana International Airport. The experience will move you.
Hi, Mom. How are you?
Hi, darling. I'm fine. Just calling to say hi.
Oh, okay. We got over here.
Girl, I hear watching this movie and it.
But, Mom, you finished all your minutes yet?
No, girl. Talem has new postpaid plans and automatically upgraded my postpaid package.
Is that so?
Guess what? I am getting more minutes and almost double the amount of data for the same price.
I guess I'm making a switch now.
Let me call you back, Mom.
Hey, Tash, you hear about Telem new postpaid plans?
Welcome to the Late Night Show. Hope everything is okay. Hope everything is all right. I'm your host, Andrew J. The applause. All right. What's happening on the lovely island of St. Martin? We begin the week with highlights of Friday's meeting. Of course, very interesting, as usual. It was intriguing. It was entertaining. And it was no, it wasn't informative. That means they would actually, no, it wasn't informative. But a lot was revealed. It was all about the Diamond Estate situation. Of course, over the past week, they had a demolition that took place late at night with a contractor or, you know, an excavator breaking down the Diamond Estate ruins. They basically broke down some bricks that was there that was laid down by slave, and of course slave ran away through the Diamond Estate. It's a cultural heritage of St. Martin, of course, but it wasn't recognized as an official monument, but it was a monument. The ministers of culture and the minister of Romy was summoned to Parliament by, of course, members of Parliament asking for this urgent meeting to discuss and to find out what the hell happened, how it happened, how could this even happen on St. Martin. And the ministers, of course, having no idea, said they had no idea. So let me take it in stripes. Let me start off with the presentations of the ministers.
I would also like to state that as Minister of Romy, I strongly condemn these actions of those who destroy the structure that has such historical value to our nation. Although to my understanding, the structure was not registered on the protected monument list, it is no secret to the landowners that this structure holds an immense value. Mr. Chairman, before it is asked, let me state that the Ministry of Rummy has not given any kind of permission when it pertains to this property. No permits were issued for this property, nor are there any permits being currently processed at the ministry. As minister, I will ensure that while my colleague Minister Samuel is busy with his process, I will not entertain any requests for such a permit either. I just wanted to make that clear, and I thank you for this opportunity and look forward to a healthy debate.
I am pleased to realize and see that finally, when I say the word finally, that we are at a stage where we realize that there are aspects in our life, in our community, that belongs to our history, that indicate where we come from, that indicate why we are here where we are. There has been a time in our history where we probably did not pay sufficient attention to the buildings that speaks about St. Martin's history, about street names or streets or whatever we have to protect that represents the culture, the people of St. Martin. When the message came in about the destruction of Diamond 26, it was indeed shocking, because I too could not believe that in 2023, when there is so much attention for curriculums on history, for culture preservation, and talks in the kingdom about culture and culture museums, and whether or not apologies should be done, that yet you will get persons having the bravery to, but yet in the middle of the night, to go and destroy Diamond 26. And why? Because we know the manifestations that took place on that location. I understand that a monument can be on the property of a private citizen, and also the way how we decide what is a monument. It can be that it is the private, let's say, property of a person. But when we look at it in terms of our culture and the value that it has, then I believe the respect must also be given to that. And that is why this morning, and also in the days leading up, the community have rightfully give their opinion and their outrage against the destruction of these monuments. I can remember there were two houses on the other side of Orania School, and for economic development, those two houses was taken up, put on the back of a flatbed, and they were taken down at the area of Foga, and they were blown away. There were also nice houses at the Passant Grand Hotel on the other side where the nuns were living, and I always talk about those. They were also moved for economic development. And today, we know that our history also have value. So destroying our own value that we cannot give over to the future generations is definitely wrong. Definitely wrong. And today, I am here in Parliament to answer questions regarding the monuments, the monument funds, whatever questions that the members of Parliament have, I will do my best to make the answers available.
Okay, so that's part one. Let's go to part two. The members of Parliament. Let's hear from the different members of Parliament with their concerns for this travesty. The reason why I say travesty is because everybody's used the word travesty in the meeting. It's a travesty, and it's horrible and it's ridiculous, and how can this happen, and how dare this happen, and who is responsible? Take a look.
I think, Mr. Chairman, Emilia Wilson Estate and those ruins, they would not be here now if it was government land. Because we have been selling out this country forever. We continue to do so. But here we are, and we are the ones that are in the driver's seat right now. So I really hope, Mr. Chairman, with this government and this parliament, we really, truly make history and heritage a priority, and that we do the legislative and policy changes needed to move forward. I have some questions for the minister, for both ministers. I will start with the Minister of Romi, through you, Mr. Chairman. Can Parliament receive all of the policies and procedures related to monuments and cultural heritage? There's a number of different pieces of legislation, but what we will not find online is the actual policies and procedures. What is the internal procedure for the request of renovation to a monument? Mr. Chairman, I'd like to also know what is the policy and procedure for building permits for properties that include monuments? So that would be included in what I just asked.
When and why was the Monument Council created? In other words, what led to the decision to establish the Monument Council? What criteria are they using to enlist monuments? And is there a procedure in place to follow when ruins are found? What are the tasks and responsibilities of the Monument Council in general? I noticed in today's edition of the Daily Herald that the Monument Council consists of a few names. For the record, I would like to have that listed again and also have their educational background, expertise, and experience that's right now on the Monument Council. How many buildings and or ruins are listed on the Monument Council? And is every building and or ruin on the Dutch side listed completely? Is everything there? If not, why not?
And something that I noticed when at the site is that there was steel in the ruins that was the demolition part of it. So I wondered if anyone knows, or through you, Mr. Chairman, if the ministers may know if there was any restoration works going on to this particular monument. And if so, by whom? That is a question that I would really like to have answered. My following questions are concerning the Monument Council. I would like to get an idea of the workings of the council since their inception and to gauge if there are changes that need to be made as it relates to their tasks, authority, and composition based on their experience thus far and taking into account what has happened. This year, the first full term of the Monument Council will be coming to an end. What are the plans moving forward in terms of extending or filling the council with new members? What are the profiles for members of the Monument Council? Based on the experience of the council thus far, have they done an assessment on the composition of the council? Meaning, do they think they require extra expertise in a particular sector, for example? Looking back at their first 4 years, what has been their experience thus far based on what they have encountered? One of the core tasks of the council is to advise the minister. Based on what has taken place, can the minister share what advice he has received from the council thus far on the matter and the way that they have indicated the minister should move forward? And of course, I would hope that the minister has met, but the question is, has the minister met with the council since the incident? There is a national ordinance containing the new rules with regards to the basis for preservation of monuments. And the violation of Ordinance Article 12 states, anyone who violates a provision of this national ordinance or acts without or contrary to a permit, a regulation, or a condition as referred to in this national ordinance shall be punished with imprisonment not exceeding 1 year or a fine not exceeding 5,000 guilders. The offenses made punishable by this national ordinance are regarded as violations. Colleagues, I believe that this poses a huge, huge problem. We must ask ourselves in this room if one can commit such a heinous act of willfully destroying our monuments with no regard for our culture and what it means to our people. And
there's so many things we can talk about, and I have done this over years. I've talked about our culture, and I want to talk direct to some of our politicians to stop it. Stop destroying what we have. Some have talked about the salt pond. I on record for many years talking about the great salt pond, the different pastel colors, how beautiful it was, how I used to ask my bigger brother while I was 8 years to take me to Guana Bay, Mount William Hill, Dutch Quarter, so when you come back in the summer, you could see all those really radiant colors from the pond. I remember the late Roy Malin in a heated discussion on culture, when he went and brought the picture out and said, this is culture, this is the salt pond, after asking so many questions and physically putting it in my face. So it's nothing new to me, but we have to stop. And I'm talking direct to those persons who know they have a hand involved in knocking that monument down.
Now, I had to comment before I present the presentation by MP Bryson, because he brought over some interesting points, and I had to do some digging. So I'm going to make MP Bryson go, and then I'll come back with a follow-up, because I did get some information concerning who is responsible really, or who is allegedly responsible for the travesty of at Diamond Estate.
The issue of the fine that was mentioned earlier by MP Ramu. Indeed, that fine is legislated in the National Ordinance on Monuments, but there are other criminal laws and civil laws that can apply to the destruction of such a property. Can the minister, in consultation, perhaps with the Minister of Justice, just for the record, indicate what other possible violations, for example, the destruction of another person's property without express consent of the owner, is that a crime? Is that something that is to be tolerated in this country? I would like to know that indeed. Mr. Chairman, I also need to understand, and this may be to the Minister of Romy, although I do understand that the cadastre officially falls under the Minister of Finance, but there is a close relationship between the Minister of Romy and the Minister of the Ministry of Romy and the cadastre.
That does it for late night show. Thank you so much for watching. Until the next time I see you. Bye-bye. This is some good stuff. Oh shit, my hand covering it.